Good morning. Welcome, friends, to our spiritual home, the Unitarian Universalist Church of Tarpon Springs. My name is Elaine Brooks, and I am serving as worship associate today. I use she, her pronouns, and am a white, older woman with short brown hair and brown eyes. I come from the land of the Narragansetts, and we want to acknowledge that here at the church, we are on the lands of the Tocobaga and Seminole peoples. We are a church of many welcomes, and we offer a warm welcome to all of you. This is a liberal community for all ages, promoting spiritual growth, social justice, and the arts. To learn more about events, our church calendar is on our website, uutarpon.org, or we'd be happy to talk to you during coffee hour. For those present with us in the building, we have connection cards, which are in the pews, and you could fill those out, and we will be able to keep in touch with you. You will also find small cards to write any joys or sorrows that you would like to share with us, if you prefer to do so in writing. I will read them at the end of the service when we share our joys and sorrows. Our service today, A Covenant of Freedom, is led by Jess Hunt, who says, "Fascism threatens our freedom, and our covenantal communities are forms of resistance. When we caretake our communities, we work for liberation." I think I better put these on. Jess Hunt is a specialized coach for the UUA's Hope for Us conflict engagement team. This program offers partnership to congregations in difficult times. The team helps congregations engage in conflict, covenant, recovenant, and love boldly and faithfully. Jess, they none, is a queer creator, researcher, thinker, puzzler, and parenter. Jess has earned a master's in library and information science with a concentration in youth services and leadership, and a Bachelor of Arts in theater and concentrations in art and religion. They are currently working on a doctorate of ministry, concentrating on community change through faith formation. Their previous careers have included hospital-based healthcare, customer service and communication, reference librarian and academic, public law and school libraries, and a birth assistant and doula for a home birth midwife. I'm tired just reading all of that. We are happy to have Jess with us today. We will now sing hymn number 287, Faith of a Larger Liberty, in the gray hymnal.
Law of the church that
opening words are by Gretchen Haley. What's going to happen? Will everything be okay? What can I do? In these days, we find ourselves too often stuck with these questions on repeat. What's going to happen? Will everything be okay? What can I do? We grasp at signs and markers, articles of news and analysis, Facebook memes, and forwarded emails, as if the new zodiac capable of forecasting all that life may yet bring our way. As if we could prepare, as if life had ever made any promises of making sense or turning out the way we'd thought, as if we are not also actors in the still unfolding story. For this hour, we gather to surrender to the mystery, to release ourselves from the needing to know, the yearning to have it all already figured out, and also the burden of believing we either have all the control or none. Here in our song and our silence, our stories and our sharing, we make space for a new breath, a new healing, a new possibility to take root. That is courage, forged in the fire of our coming together and felt in the spirit that comes alive in this act of faith. That we believe still a new world is possible, that we are creating it already here and now. This is the hardest part. We light this chalice with these words by Pat Uribe Lichty. We gather, we bring our sorrows, our disappointments, our failures. We gather for healing, for laughter, and to rejoice. We gather to find new ways of loving, new ways of thinking, new ways of being. We gather, yes, always we gather, for it is in gathering that we find our hope. Please join me in reciting our covenant. We strive to look for and encourage the best in each other as we move toward justice, peace, and love for both ourselves and the world. And when we fall short, we will seek understanding, reconciliation, and a return to covenant. And we will now sing Spirit of Life. Our story today isn't exactly a story. It's a story in the form of a poem. And it's The Hill We Climb. It is the poem that Amanda Gorman read at the inauguration in 2020. And there's a lot of wisdom for us today in this poem. So I've cut some of it out because it's pretty long, but the things that are in it are really something we need to remember. When day comes, we ask ourselves, where can we find light in this never-ending shade? The loss we carry, a sea we must wade. We've braved the belly of the beast. We've learned that quiet isn't always peace. And the norms and notions of what just is isn't always justice. And yet, the dawn is ours before we knew it. Somehow, we do it. Somehow, we've weathered and witnessed a nation that isn't broken, but simply unfinished. And yes, we are far from polished, far from pristine, but this doesn't mean we're striving to form a union that is perfect. We are striving to forge our union with purpose. To compose a country committed to all cultures, colors, characters, and conditions of man. And so we lift our gazes not to what stands between us, but what stands before us. We close the divide because we know to put our future first, we must first put our differences aside. We lay down our arms so that we can reach our arms out to one another. We seek harm to none and harmony for all. Let the globe, if nothing else, say this is true, that even as we grieved, we grew, that even as we hurt, we hoped, that even as we tired, we tried, that we'll forever be tied together, victorious, not because we will never again know defeat, but because we will never again sow division. Scripture tells us to envision that everyone shall sit under their own vine and fig tree, and no one shall make them afraid. If we're to live up to our own time, then victory won't lie in the blade, but in the bridges we've made. That is the promised glade. The hill we climb, if only we dare it. Because being American is more than a pride we inherit. It's the past we step into and how we repair it. We've seen a force that would shatter our nation rather than share it. We would destroy our country if it meant delaying democracy. And this effort very nearly succeeded. But while democracy can be periodically delayed, it can never be permanently defeated. In this truth, in this faith, we trust. For while we have our eyes on the future, history has its eyes on us. So while we once asked, how could we possibly prevail over catastrophe? Now we assert, how could catastrophe possibly prevail over us? We will not be turned around or interrupted by intimidation, because we know our inaction and inertia will be the inheritance of the next generation. Our blunders become their burdens, but one thing is certain: if we merge mercy with might and might with right, then love becomes our legacy and change our children's birthright. We will rebuild, reconcile, and recover in every known nook of our nation, in every corner called our country, our people diverse and dutiful. We'll emerge battered but beautiful. When day comes, we step out of the shade, aflame and unafraid. The new dawn blooms as we free it, for there is always light, if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it. And now we will sing our children out to their religious formation with Jami.
Go now in peace.
We now take an offering that allows us to exercise our generosity of spirit, an offering that will support this self-supporting church and its many ministries. The gifts of the congregation will be most gratefully received.
That's good. I'm going to shorten this up a little bit. A little better. This is a song written many, many years ago by Woody Guthrie. Tear the Fascists Down. There's a great and bloody fight round this whole world tonight. The battle and the bombs and shrapnel rain. Hitler told the world around he would tear our union down, but our union's gonna break them slavery chains. Our union's gonna break them slavery chains. I walked up on a mountain in the middle of the sky, could see every farm and every town. I could see all the people in this whole world go around. That's the union that'll tear the fascists down, down, down. The union that will tear those fascists down. When I think of the men and their ships going down, the Allies, the whole wide world around, there's London in ruins, Paris in chains. Good people, what are we waiting on? Good people, what are we waiting on?
Hi, Jess.
Hey,
Welcome.
I'm so excited to be here. I'm very disappointed I couldn't be there in person. I was looking forward to that.
Well, we're glad to have you however you were able to get here because it's a really important topic that you're sharing with us. And you're on.
Are you ready?
Yes, we are ready.
All right. I'll start with a reading. Communities of Memory and Promise by Kendall L.R. Gibbons. Our communities of memory and promise are founded upon covenants because we all need a defense against the impulse of immediate feelings that challenge our best intentions. It is necessary to be reminded from time to time of what you said you were going to do and what you really want over and above the lure of momentary comfort. Covenant is our word for the solemn promises that counteract the randomness of a future in which anything and everything is possible by committing us in advance to certain relationships and values. We do this because what we build with intention and even with difficulty is more satisfying in the long run than the pleasures that we happen to encounter. We do it in time-consuming rituals, invoking powers that we scarcely know how to name, because we are seeking some way to give our lives the density and dignity and depth that we suspect with longing might yet be possible.
As I was looking for appropriate music for this service, I go to my friend YouTube or Dr. Google, and I found this song called Don't Stand Back, Don't Stand By. And that's a little line that's running through it, so it's, I won't stand back, I won't stand by. It goes like this. I won't stand back and I won't stand by. If you'd like to do it with me. I won't stand back, I won't stand by. And sometimes it's don't stand back and don't stand by. This was written by a fellow named Stuart Stotts, of whom I've never heard before, but he is from DeForest, Wisconsin. And he does a lot of programs for children, young adults, and I even see that he's been to the Kennedy Center for some of his programs. And and interestingly, he wrote this during the last cycle of the election, and when the debates and things were going on. And I told him that I thought it was written last week. When Confederate flags flutter and fly, I won't stand back, I won't stand by. I gotta find myself. When the Proud Boys get a rallying cry, I won't stand back, I won't stand by. In the face of hate, the face of a lie, I won't stand back, I won't stand by. I won't watch our freedom die, I won't stand back, I won't stand by. Time is now, time is short, voting's not a spectator sport. Ask me and I'll reply. I won't stand back and I won't stand by. And this time it goes to don't stand back and don't stand by. There's a sickness we can't deny. Don't stand back and don't stand by. You might be scared, but don't be shy. Don't stand back and don't stand by. In the face of hate, the face of a lie, don't stand back and don't stand by. Toe to toe and eye to eye, don't stand back, don't stand by. Time is short, time is now. They get away with what we allow. There's only doom, there is no try. So don't stand back and don't stand by. Don't stand back and don't stand by. Don't stand back and don't stand by. Yeah, good song.
Was wonderful. Greetings, neighbors. The more I learn about liberation, the more complex I find the concept of freedom. Juneteenth is in the middle of Pride Month, which is followed closely by the 4th of July, all celebrations of freedom and liberation. And again this year, Pride felt bittersweet. A necessary buoy in a sea of political churn, yet it felt more like a dollar store pool noodle chucked into the shallow end, while we're all gasping for air in the deep. More and more every day, our freedoms are being challenged, threatened, and taken away again. Freedom has been taken away from so many of us. We still come together to celebrate ourselves and each other this year like all the others. And I could see the underlying despair. What happens when this month ends? Time has felt more palpably daunting and foreboding each year. Our path into fascism at breakneck speed the past 8 years has tested all of our capacities and stretched them beyond what anyone could have imagined. We've all lost freedoms. Let's take a moment to breathe on that. In and out. Has breathing felt hard to you lately? What can we do when breathing gets hard? What can we believe in together that can help us keep breathing despite the overwhelming evidence of blatant violence, disrespect, and injustice? How can we keep moving into the future? We breathe. Breathe with me. Breathe in. Breathe out. Our faith is love. And it's a covenantal faith. What does that mean, though? Well, covenant is Latin for come together and means a solemn agreement, or I like this one personally, a promise from the heart. We covenant to be in relationship together. We promise, not just here. As Unitarian Universalists, our covenant means that we make promises to all of our communities to honor love and justice above all else. In Life of the Beloved, Henri Nouwen describes finding the beloved within ourselves. He reminds us that we are not looking to be in any community, but in a gentle, beloved community with each other. And he says, we can only accomplish that if we first have that community with ourselves. And here's the tricky part. We can only have that when we engage in community together. So in order to know myself best, I need to know others and be known by others too. Everything is interdependent and interwoven. That's where our freedom is. Our interdependence, not our independence. Our real power for change is in our interdependence. As Audre Lorde says, there is no liberation without community. We must continue to seek connection and build community, to rely on our interdependence in order to fight fascism and regain our freedoms. This is hard work, and we cannot do it alone. Human beings are wired for connection. Rugged individualism goes against our very nature. When we believe the lie of bootstraps, we make ourselves and each other less free. UUs are called to advocate and promote ways to be in loving community. The path to justice is never ending. As we bend that moral arc of the universe towards justice, we're going to reveal more injustice. And it's our spiritual responsibility as UUs to call out injustice every time we encounter it. Have conversations with other people about it. Talk about it more. In every conversation, be uncomfortable. Make other people uncomfortable. It is in those places that change happens. Faith formation happens. Healing happens. Contact your representatives. Contact mine. Join canvases to knock on doors, make phone calls, or attend events. Pay attention to the local elections. We know that the Moms of Liberty are infiltrating school boards. Do you know who's running for your school board? You don't have to have a kid in the school system to want a more equitable future for the education of youth in our communities. Allies and accomplices must continue to rise up for the right to love and be loved without fear, no matter what month it is. That is the promise we make in our covenants. There is power in our interconnection. Our collective power can send ripples of hope and affirmation. There is a freedom I carry within me, that we carry within us, that can never be taken away. A freedom that is woven throughout existence with love and joy. My joy is my resistance. Resist with joy. I offer you this prayer by Marisol Caballero. Divine mystery, you are present in my joy and in my sorrow, anger and fear. Guide me to create joy in my life and in the lives of others, that despair finds no permanent home within my soul. Now we're going to practice some breathing together with Bonnie.
If you'd like to turn to 109 in the Teal book. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe in, I'll breathe out love. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out.
Closing words is a prayer for Juneteenth by Ade Ama Kraba. Creator of all, as believers in justice, woven into a single garment of life, making us one with the human family, let us rejoice for those who safely pass through the shades of night towards the daylight of freedom. Spirit of all possibilities, may we be blessed with true freedom, free of all oppressions. Spirit of hope, with grateful hearts, we lift our voices in shared solidarity, holding each other safe in the fire of justice and the light of love. May it be so. Amen, Ashe, and blessed be.
Thank you, Jess. I think that Bonnie gave us the idea in the song of not standing back and not standing by, and Amanda Gorman told us that we need to be the light. You gave us some ideas of how we could do that, so thank you for that. We'll now sing our closing hymn, which is number 291 in the Gray Book. We extinguish our chalice with these words from Jack Cornfield. As we move through this beautiful and troubled world, may we vow to be a beacon of peace, a fearless carrier of respect and loving kindness for all life, a teller of truth, a voice for justice, a protector of those who are vulnerable or targeted. May the power of wisdom, integrity, and compassion be our guide.
Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is in